Make sure that this is all set up. Why is everything getting picked up on the mic? I know, like, sometimes it grabs a lot, but not everything. This is funny. All right, whatever. All right. It's so loud, right? What? I feel like everything is so, like, you hear every creak and whatever. I mean, hopefully it's not that bad. If it's that bad, I'll have to get into the settings. I don't know why it's randomly happening. I mean, I guess there was a Streamlabs update, but, like, it's so strange. Hello. How are you? All right. I need to figure out how the console commands work in practice mode. And I also want to start filming segments on... I mean, it wasn't where I wanted to start, because I wanted to do, like, more creative video type stuff, but I just realized that I'm way over my head with all this, way over my head with all this editing, and I just need to start small and simple, and then I will build myself up as I go. So I think I'm gonna do, like, how to play every map, every position in every map, starting with cash. I'm gonna do one position a day at the beginning of every stream. Oh, awesome, dude! Happy birthday to your friend. I'm good. I'm good. I'm like I was saying. I'm gonna be doing this new thing at the start of every stream. Maybe I'll do two per stream, like one in the middle if I play a couple of games. But the idea is I don't know how to play every position of every map. I have my focus groups, so this will teach me all the positions of the map, of every map, and then also I need to learn the controls in, like, for like the console commands and stuff, like the SV cheat stuff. I don't know all that stuff. I don't know how to place bots. I don't know how to, I'm going to be learning all that. So the only way to get good at it is to just start. Yeah. So, yeah, the only way I'm going to get good at this is just to start doing it. And so that's what this is going to be. I think I'm going to go over, I play mid for cash, so no reason to not start with mid. We'll do CT. This is going to be all CT positions, because on T side, you don't really have definitive, like, I'm playing here. But we're going to go over CT side cash, and if you're the mid player, we could go over both Xbox and, I don't remember, sandbags. There we go. Or also, if you want to stay Z, that's also an option. Oh, let me unplug my mouse, because this is annoying. There we go. But I think it's important to know both positions if you're going to play them, because in higher ranked games, you're going to want to play off your spawn. Like, whoever has the forwardmost spawn is going to want to play Xbox or lane here. And then whoever has the worst spawn will want to play here. The first thing you need to know is either this grenade. Oh, not that grenade. I ran into the wall. I'm really good. Every time I try to demonstrate utility, I swear to God, I fuck it up. This grenade. Is that it? Does that work? No, it doesn't. Okay. Hold up. I'm going to figure out a lineup for this, and then we'll start. Because I need to... There needs to be, like, a good way to do this. What if I aim at here, and then I jump throw? Nope, that's too high. What if I aim at here and jump throw? Still too high. Exactly the same. Alright, that doesn't work. What if I aim... I think I aim here normally, and I just run and throw it. That one works perfectly. Alright, cool. Alright. So, I have to figure out, like, so when I edit, I can do segments. So it doesn't matter if we have all this, like, conjecture, like whether I answer chat or like, try to figure out the exact lineup for this molly, but it doesn't, none of that really matters. What am I doing differently? Oh, I have to let it go as soon as I pass, right? Does that look good? Hold up, let me see if you can get by this. Sheets, true, and then rethrow. Oh, you can. That's less than ideal. How did I throw it? I just figured out the lineup, and now... Hold up. So you're coming, running up here. You want to be able to do this fast. So it has to be somewhere where you could just look. Okay, that's it. That works. For sure. Let me just see if I'm a CT. I mean a T. Yeah, I can't get through here. Okay. Now how exactly am I throwing that? I'm going slightly wide. Aiming, I guess, here. And then throwing it. Yeah, that works. Okay, so it's here, not here, that we're aiming at. Alright, so this is good. So for the first piece of utility, it's just going to be the molly that the first person runs out. You're going to aim about here, run forward, and then just as soon as you come out the door, you let go of the grenade, and that will molly anybody off from peeking you or contesting you. Now, sometimes people fight this anyway because fighting mid is important, so just be ready to take the fight. After that, you can throw any lineup for any variation of this smoke. You're just going to aim somewhere, you know, center mass here, and run for what? I just had it. Yeah. Sorry, above the half line. So if this is in the middle, just aim there. And a little bit to the left. And then you could just running throw this. Oh my god, that's a bad smoke. That's going to let them out. Alright, we got to find all the utility. We got to find easy lineups for everything. I would normally just throw this on the fly like this. But clearly that's not working for me right now. Alright, let's see. If I'm here, you don't want to be here because now this guy can see you. So you want to come over to where you're covered. And I guess just aim at this line. That's a lineup. That works. Does it matter on the lineup here? If I throw it anywhere along, as long as I'm aiming at that line, it should be fine. Yeah, cool. And if they try to push, the guy that's here can kill him. That's pretty good. Okay, so that's what we'll use. We'll just say, alright, so the second piece of utility would be this smoke. You can, you know, you don't need to be exact. You don't need the lineup, but just so we have a concrete lineup for the sake of the video, you could stand right here, aim at the top of this wall, where this line meets this wall. This is like kind of like a thicker area. You could just aim at the top and throw this. Now, your sandbags players, some of the time, is going to push up, because you do want to get vents control when you're playing mid. It's very important. And this smoke will let them push through and give this guy this angle, which is pretty easy to fight. And you can catch some lurking. The other thing it does that I like to do, and I'm still like testing this, I don't know like the competitive viability of this, is because the smoke's on this side, you can kind of get in behind it here. And they have to be so worried about mid pressure. So as they're trying to figure out what site they're going to, I've been finding in a lot of my games, I'm able to catch people off useless. And then once I kill one of them, there's usually a guy here. I can clear this angle. And that's like really good for me. It's performed really well so far. I'm just not 100% confident I want to give the advice for that push. So let's see. We have 2 lineups. We have this one that I just figured out. And for the molly... Oh, I'm going to have to erase that smoke. Just wait. And for the molly, you're going to aim about above where this light is. Aim here, and then just as you're coming out, you're going to let go. And that will land deep enough where you won't have any problems. So, really quick, I'm going to make... This is going to be a short. I'm just going to put this into short format really quick so that I can make a short. Alright, are you guys tired of missing this molly? You come out here, you throw it all willy-nilly, it doesn't land deep enough, and then you get peeked and die. Alright, well, there's a really easy way to make sure that doesn't happen. The first thing is if you're not going to use a lineup, just make sure you're throwing it after you walk out of the door, after you cross this line here. But if you want a lineup, you can just aim right at the top of this. It's real liberal with the lineup. You don't have to be anywhere specific. So as you're coming out here, it's right above this door. If you want to like pre-line it up, you can come out, run forward, and just let her rip. That'll land deep enough that it'll prevent any of the CTs from pushing and allow you to get over to your Xbox position here. Now, if you're playing sandbags and you have your Xbox person throw that, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this lineup. You're just going to come into this right in front of this spool of wires, aim at this corner, and hit the top. Now, this is better than throwing it on the fly because whenever you throw it on the fly, it bounces. You see? And then it lets them get up there, and it doesn't always spread to the full amount. Now, if that was a T-molly, it probably would, but it's just a thing to keep in mind. You want to be throwing the proper util there just to slow them down in the best way possible. Then, if you're the Xbox player, you can come over here. You can stand in front of this vents. It doesn't really matter that much. You could be, you know, anywhere in this general area. If you aim at the top of this line, that's going to give you a nice deep smoke to keep your mid control after that molly expires. That smoke does a couple of things. If you want to now hold this angle after your molly expires, and now this player can start to push up and take vents controls, he can clear this angle, which is kind of favorable because if he walked, he's going to catch a timing, and then he could either go into vents, or something I've been experimenting with is, let me just console. Is after this smoke goes down, because there's a little gap, I've been pushing into mid. You have to kind of clear this carefully, but I've been pushing this and kind of posting up right here, and it's been performing pretty well in my games. You catch a lot of rotates, you catch a lot of teams that if they're not confident taking mid control, they end up not being sure what they're going to do in the mid round, and you can just kind of sit here and watch as this smoke fades. You kind of want to watch this angle here and be aware that there could be a guy tucked in this corner. But you know, usually you're going to just take vents control, because vent is very important in this map. You can post up here, hold upper, hold down here. Again, that smoke's still going to let them see this corner here if they do push, and this is just a very powerful position. You can rotate the support B if you need to. That's mostly everything you need to know for the mid utility. Now, there is more. T's like to throw any variation of a smoke that lands like here, or, you know, so that now you can't see or you have to get into a worse position. This lets them get out and get to vents. This is why taking vents is so important in the early game. You can get creative to get around this. If you realize they're doing it a lot, you can triple stack mid. You can counter boost up here and try to catch them off. I would support this person with a flash if you're going to do that. Generic flashes will work here. You know, if you're coming from here, you know, anything that's going to land. Actually, you know what's probably better? You probably want to do something like this. And the reason you want to do that is it's not going to blind the guy that's up here, and it's a pop flash. If you throw a flash across this way, they're going to see they have a long time to see the flash. So, you know, you can get, you know, improvise. You want to throw it so that it's going to pop sort of behind white box and not give them a lot of time to react. And if I'm coming out here and I'm getting ready to take the fight, how do I bind this? Hold up. I'm going to look that up. Nice grenade bind. With my preferred button. Alright, let's see. Does M do anything? That already does something. Well, I actually don't think I've ever used M to do this, so I can always just go here and choose my team. So I think that's fine. We can rebind that to that. And copy that. Resume game, bam. And we'll just go M. Wait, why isn't an invalid key command? Or does it not have to be in? Yeah, that's not great either. How can you throw a flashbang from here? Your teammate's going out that way, and you don't want this to... Does this have a wall bang? Ooh, that's tough. Flashbang. How sick is that flash? Hold up. Nah, it's not really that great. Also, it's probably like impossible to line up. Deploying flashbang. Maybe it's not that impossible to line up. Hold up. If you come here to this line and you aim right at the bottom of the light, right here, flashbang. That should be pretty consistent. Right at the bottom of this. Deploying flashbang. The only issue with this one is it doesn't get upper. Let me see. If I'm up here. Now I have to bind no clip. Hold up. Bind. Okay, so this actually does the SV cheats with. Alright, what does N do? Alright, I don't see any sort of keybind on N. I don't think I've ever used N, so we'll do N and M for these two. That should be easy to remember. Bam. Alright, let's see. If I'm up here, that's not going to hit me, right? Nope. However... Hold up. That might be actually kind of nasty. It doesn't really land deep enough. Hold up, maybe there's a variation. If we go here, and then I aim right at the bottom here, that gets me this. Which is kind of a nice nade if they're already out mid. Like, if you have this information, anybody here is blind. This is kind of annoying. But anybody coming out mid is blind. Also, anybody, like, you're dead if someone's up here, actually. gotta be a better way. Hold up. Maybe... Alright, here you're mostly safe. Is there a way to bank it? Oh, yeah, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for, dude. That's a nasty flash. I don't think it's gonna hit this guy, but anybody fighting mid, that's gonna be seriously gross. Yeah, it doesn't really work for upper. We're gonna have to find another one. But if they've already taken mid control and they're pushing and you need a late round nade, let's see how practical this is to line up. If I go here, and I have the line now. So it's a very specific lineup. If you aim too low, it doesn't work. But it actually is kind of liberal. That's like a good amount of mouse move. So you're looking at like 3/4 of the way. An easy way to line it up is if you have the blue, like you see I have the crosshair here. The 1 yard mark, or the 1Y, whatever that stands for, I'm assuming it means 1 yard. If you line that up almost a little bit above where the cross section is, you'll get this very nasty flash. However, if you do need to line it up without that, it does feel like the lineup's pretty liberal. You just want to go to like the 3/4 marks here. Sorry, the halfway mark here. And just aim at the bottom of the light. You have a little bit of wiggle room. Just try to be as center as possible. And this will work, like, every time. Like, middle mark, bam. And that's a pretty nasty pop flash. Especially, let me see, is there a way that you can... If I go middle here... Yeah, you can get up here in time to peek. That's fucking... That's a... What do you think of that? Are you watching? Dude, middle, easy lineup. I just did it in 2 seconds. And you could peek mid like pretty... It doesn't blind you. Like, if you're here, middle, throw, hop up. You could... That's kind of gross. Is there any other way that you could throw this? Am I missing like something like super obvious? Whoops. That like... Nah, this won't work. I guess if you just wanted something easier... Nah, that takes so long to go off. Like, right? Yeah, I have like 4.5 years. Yeah, no, this one's way better. This one's way better. So, right in this corner. It's a pretty safe place to throw it from. And then, middle of the lamp. Let it rip. And you have a super fucking nasty pop flash. That's such an easy lineup. Is this how people figure out nade lineups? And like, even if you're here, you're gonna see this go off, but you might be... You still have to fall off this angle. Hold up. I'm gonna call my buddy. Yo. Hold up.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think of this pop flash. At first, I thought it was impractical, because I was like, damn, like, this is impossible to line up. And then also you're exposed. So the birth of it was, I was going here, you line up, like, with this shitty thing. and then you aim at like the bottom corner of this, right? Not the whole thing, but like where the lip is. And this bounces this flash off here. The issue with this flash is you're exposed to these guys.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, that's not a good flash. Not only that, but like you're so far back that like when you throw it, it's in the air for a long time. So I was like, that's no good. So then I was like, how can I make this work? This is so easy to line up. Like at first it looks difficult. Aim at the middle of the light, bounce it off. I can hop up here. They're full blind. Like, look at this.
Could you be hopped up already and do it?
Yeah, I mean, I see, like, I can't figure out the lineup for that. But this is, like, nasty. Like, that comes out quick. And honestly, if it's, like, later in the round and people are pushing up this way, like, it's even nastier. Because the first one also had the problem where if the person was here, this overhang was blocking it. So, okay, let's see. If it's... The difficulty is lining this... Yeah, and if you're up here, you're kind of exposed. So maybe you have to just be... Like, let's say...
Like you hop up, because that... You waste some time, you know?
Is there a way... It's too low there.
If you crouch.
Crouch.
Because you hop up, you're going to be crouching and be quiet.
Flashbang.
Let me see, does that blind me? No? Does that blind them? Yeah. How about if I'm here? Oh, it's even lower, so it's even better here. And if I'm here? It's actually not that visible unless you're like all the way up vents already.
Right.
The question is you're throwing it from here. Can this guy see you?
You're crouched. I don't,
Yeah,
unless you
I
push
guess
out,
you're fine. No. You just have to be like on the very edge. What's the lineup though? You want it to be...
Whatever you're looking at.
I think the main issue with this is like... I don't know how you... Like, right? Like, it's such... You don't have really any room for error. And the lineups... Like, with this one... Like, look how much space I have to fuck this up, right? Like, middle of the lamp... If I'm, like, off by a little bit... Like, it's kind of okay. And just aiming at the middle is super simple. You know what I mean? And then also... Like, let's say, for whatever reason, you can't figure out where the middle of this light is. The 1Y lines up perfectly with this little, like, pillar here. And you do have enough time to jump up. Like, it's not like...
I just think he might be... If you're already up there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the other thing is like, if you have a teammate playing mid, this isn't going to full white them. Like, right? If I'm here and I peek, that's fine. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I usually... I doubt that guy would swing towards garage. You'd probably hold heaven or something. Or up, whatever the fuck you call it.
Yeah, that's why I want to figure out, like, one from here. This is the next step, where it's like, can I throw something maybe, like, off this pipe, or off, I guess,
your
this
best
wall.
bet, honestly, is probably just throw that and just swing underneath it.
Yeah, I just, like...
They're gonna turn.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good flash. If it... Is there any way you can make the arc lower, maybe? Maybe just throw it, like... No, the bounces make that worse.
Terrible.
If you make the arc any lower, it... I guess that's as good as you're gonna get. I wonder, could you, like...
Jump throw it?
Yeah, like... I mean, that's better. Still bounces, though. What if I'm gonna be somewhere where the lineup works. And running nope. Wait, we're figuring something out. Fuck, dude. No matter how you throw it, it like... has
Oh,
this
yeah.
trajectory issue. Wait, this wall. No, there's no way. Unless you... That's gonna land somewhere fucking weird. Yeah. Can you...
It doesn't matter if they see it. If you could swing with it being popped, that gives you the advantage anyways, because you're going to be turning.
Yeah. I mean, if your goal is just to flash the guy, like something like this, the problem is there's no real line. I guess if you come just to where the rust is... Does that blind me? No. Does that hit the guy? Nah, it won't.
No.
That's only really good if you're being pushed. Yeah, I guess, like, you're just gonna have to bank it off this wall. No, higher. Alright, it seems like the sweet spot's at the bottom of the pipe. Alright, well, that's not cool or interesting as a lineup, I guess. But this one is. This was what I was just fucking around trying to figure out, like... I know, like, you could throw, like, flashes that bank off of here, but then these, like, linger so long, like... There's 3 years that's in the air for. So I was like, how... There has to be a pop flash. So it was just like... I was just surprised that I came up with this. It's super easy. Like, I'm, like, shocked how easy that is to throw.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just want to get your opinion on that. I don't think as the A player you'd ever really want to throw a flash mid. Unless you bought 2. Because you're usually solo, so, like, you need them for sight. Like... So, I don't think about that one, but...
I mean, you can just throw a fucking flash from A.
Yeah, I made lineups for everything. So, like, this, like, let's say you need the molly. When you come up here, you just want to aim top of here. And then, as long as you're, like, kind of centered, when you get out of the door, when you let this go, it'll land perfect every time. So, either, if you're, like, someone that needs to line it up while you're running, you just aim here. Otherwise, you're at the top, pretty much where this light is attached. And then, as soon as you cross the door, you let go. And that will land perfect every time. It won't give them any room to, like if you see how there's no room to push. I can't. I mean, I guess, yeah, no, that's gonna kill you. Actually, it might even bait them into doing that. And then, same thing for the smoke. I figured, if you want the smoke to land deep, no matter where you're standing on this wall, as long as it's from a safe spot, there's like this colored line here, and you can just throw this smoke anywhere, like anywhere along this wall. As long as you aim just at the top of that, it's gonna land nice and deep. It kind of gives you like this nice lurk. If you're like the vents player, you can kind of lurk through here, clear this, and you have like pretty clear vision. You can get into here, and then also your vent player can kind of see if they try to push through, which is also kind of like a nice element to it. But I don't know. What do you think of that? Do you think the smoke, like, dead center would be better, or?
That one, I don't know. Usually I play white box with us, and I just kind of throw it, like, above the box. Like, I know where the door's at. I do something similar. But
I'm just, like, I want to do this new thing where I make a video about how to play every position, because, like, I know that's a boring concept, but lately I've been getting too wrapped up in the weeds of, like, I need perfect content, and, like, now I'm just like, you know what? Let me make easy content so that I can learn how to make content properly, and then when I get comfortable...
if you could smoke garage from sandbags, it'd be good.
From sandbags? It would,
Can you bounce off the wall to the left?
Off the wall to the left?
Left. You're looking right.
Oh, left.
Yeah.
There's makeshift ones. I think it'd be better to do it from here.
Maybe.
Like, that probably works.
Yeah, I mean, it works.
It's kind of a little bit. We could refine that. I mean, you have room. I could be standing here, and then
Nah, it's gonna go on the roof if you jump through. I'm just thinking.
That's better.
Yeah.
You're definitely gonna have to use this mound of dirt to, like, bounce the smoke toward, you know what I mean? See how, like...
That's why I said it's you on the left wall. But...
So, like, what I don't love about this is how far it is out. And I don't think you can get it any... Maybe if you run, but, like, you're gonna have to... I don't think this wall goes far enough for you to... You know what I mean? Like, if I run here, it's just gonna go... You know... In order to get the angle I need, I'd have to be back here. And then by the time I have the right angle, I'm revealed, you know? So, like...
Okay, well, I'll let you continue being autistic.
Okay.
I'll catch you in a bit. I gotta run by a buddy's house after class is over, and then I'll hop on probably.
Alright, word. I'll be here. I think I'm going out later, so I don't know how long I'll be here, but...
Okay.
Oh!
So you know.
Oh! How'd I do that? How did I do that? This is... Well, it's not, like, super safe, because you're still revealed. But if you throw this when it's mollied... Nope. Maybe here? Oh. I figured it out, Bungus. There it is. I think it kind of sucks, though, because you're way too revealed, but... Alright. Oh. Alright, what do we got here? We got this flashbang. I think this is the most useful thing I've discovered so far. This is, like, actually fucking nasty. This is really good. The only thing, like, I'm just not in love with is I feel like there's just not a lot you can do from here. This is going to blow up no matter how you use it. It'd be good if you could molly, like... That's actually a good molly, because how many times do the T's, like, come here and, like, they're scrambling to figure out how the fuck do I get control of mid, and they throw, like, something like this. Now they take the fight Xbox and then, like, run out this way. But also, I guess that's gonna extinguish it. Nah, that's no good. Let me see what that looks like. I mean, no matter what, it's gonna make it look away. That might be, like, semi-useful. You know, if I'm stuck in this corner and I have to aim. You're pretty much, like, right... You're lining up, like, the edge of this corner with the center of the sandbag. It's not a pop flash, but it is a flashbang. I wonder... That won't help. What about... And if I... I mean... Let's say it's the middle of this brick. Works, right? Anywhere to the left of middle of this brick. If I throw this... Whoops. It has to be left click, right there, click. So... I want to go middle of There's these 4 bricks here. Like, kind of in the middle of the pipe. And if I go dead center here... How does that look from... How does that look from being dead? Alright. If I'm already up here, that's kind of a nasty flash. It's not great though. It's not like this is a real eureka moment. I'm really like drawing a blank for this position. I mean, really it's just this. Like, you're just throwing this generic... Oh, you don't want it to bounce, sorry. You have to make sure you're mid-pipe. The lowest you can go. So you want to line it up with somewhere in this four boxes. And honestly, if you get it to land behind your cat player, that's probably... Your white box player is probably better. So, you have this straight line of boxes, and you're going to aim to the left. And while it's not a great flash, I guess it's not blinding this guy. Yeah, I can see. And it will blind everyone. Whoa. The only thing is, I'm gonna see that. And like, unless I'm really wide. Nah, it's really not good. Because look, I could dodge this, and then if I'm on this side, I could dodge it here. That's not gonna get me. It would need to be a pop flash. So maybe... I don't know. Something left and right. Where you go like... I don't want it to blind my cat player. Wait, what? Is there a weird... Wait, there's a weird interaction with this. Again, it's too obvious. There's too many ways to... Is there anything that gives me like a weird interaction? The pipe, I guess. But again, that's not gonna give me the pop I need. How can I pop flash here? No, that doesn't land deep enough. That does, and you can kind of peek off of it. But again, like, the pop element of it, it's not really... It's actually slightly harder to dodge. Yeah, it unfortunately does seem like your only option here is off the wall. I mean, I guess there's like some cheeky stuff you could do this way. Yeah, if you're playing here, it seems like your only real option is like one of these variations. Oops. I mean, maybe if you're a little out wider, there you go. You could peek exactly. I kind of like this because it's really easy to just peek exactly when the flash pops. And then you at least have the angle on the guy. But, yeah, I'm not in love with your util options from here. Really, you're just going to be coming in here, throwing the molly, and then playing defensively. You know, if they molly you, you want to keep your smoke. Drop it. If, you know, they start going this way, you can throw a nade here. This is a really strong grenade. You have a lot of options based on, like, what your team calls out. But, yeah. I do like the idea of being able to, like, drop a smoke here. So let's say you're trapped and you need to now leave. This seems like it's pretty good, because now I can crouch out here and kind of get out of here. Maybe take a weird angle, play this smoke, maybe just run away. And if they're pushing out vents, I can nade. And I'm never really exposed to mid too much. Yes, it does kind of let them creep up, but I mean, if you have Molly, it's not that hard to just Molly the center, or, you know, even if you're just trying to get, like, perfectly center field. That should, like, they'd have to take a real specific path, and then you could just get away. I think I'm gonna try this in a game. Like, just like that. And then now, like, if I need to fight upper, I can. I could throw a flash. That's completely concealed in the smoke. Okay, wait, we might have figured it out. Sometimes you gotta get really creative. Oh, man. Why does nobody play like this? Maybe this does happen in, like, the pro scene. So, if I come here, I am at the bottom of this box. Am I revealed to anything? No. Actually, I kind of sort of am. Alright, maybe we come here. Aim here. How does that look? We get that. This isolates that angle. And then we can throw a flash into the smoke. Alright, will that blind me? So if I'm here and I drop this and I peek up here, no, it doesn't blind me. Alright, so this is kind of like a smoke flash combo you could use. Now the real question is, if I throw this smoke, I'm in this corner, I'm not revealed to that guy, nope, so I just want to be like, at the edge of this, throw this. Now if I'm a T and I try to willy-nilly molly this, that does work. What if a molly lands like here? No. Wait. Hold up. Hold up. We're cooking. We're cooking here. Alright. If I'm here, right, I'm invisible. And I'm afraid, like, let's say my Xbox player dies. So I can drop this smoke. I am at the bottom here. And if a molly lands, I don't die. Okay, I do die, but it has to be, like, pretty specific. How easy is it to throw that? If I'm up here... That normally gets me, right? No, that doesn't get me. A place you could throw this that's safe? Like here. Okay, wait. We're actually kind of cooking. So, if you're here, and you... Or do you have to right-click the smoke? You're aiming... Let's just say here. This smoke does protect you from being mollied in like a lot of cases. Alright, wait. There needs to... we could probably pull it back just a little bit. Let's see. Hold it. If we... let's say we're tucked in this corner. And I want to not completely murk myself. I want the smoke to land where? If it's here, it's too far forward. So what if I pull it back to like here? Halfway between these two. And up. Now when I come out, can I still see? No, I can't. And then when I jump up here, I'm going to be super exposed. Okay, that doesn't work. Alright, well, we figured out a couple lineups. Like, namely the molly. This one's probably the most important. And then this pop flash is very nasty. See? Can we replicate it? Yep. Yeah, you can't go wide. You have to, if you're going to pop this, you go here. You have to jump up. You have plenty of time, though. Oh. Alright, that's good. I want to find something creative you could do in this corner. I mean, it just seems so, like, such a mid-strategy. Even that doesn't land properly. Yeah, that gets everyone. I mean, I guess if you're stuck, you throw this, you peek, you clear, you leave. This wall bang, if anyone's curious, you can kill the T's, I mean the CTs before they even get mid by jumping down here and just wall banging this. Hold up, let me get the bullet tracer command. Wait, what? Didn't I just type in the... Draw tracers, first person, what? Does it have to be one? No. Oh, impact, that's what I want. There we go. So, if you line that up like that, this will go right through to here. So anybody coming this way will be immediately fucking shot. And I mean, you could like tune that however you want. If you're here, you know, that's a good spot to fire. You will get everyone, like, it's pretty nasty. I mean, it seems like it even goes through this wall into spawn, so... And if you have an op, this could be really, really disgusting. Now I'm thinking, like... I've done this with a scout where I've headshotted people before. And, like... Can I not have this last longer? Okay, I have to make the show impact time longer. So if I do this now... We're learning. You go bang, I could go here. Don't comment on my spray control. And then this will show exactly, yeah. If anyone coming through here is going to get shredded. Hell, dude, that's crazy that it goes all the way through to spawn. The further you are off to the right, the better this works. So the closer you are to this wall. And you'll see here that it just tightens it up to this. So anybody crossing this way is going to get at least nailed. I mean, they could stay really tight. And of course, if you find that you're missing a lot, you can tighten it up this way. Spray through here. But late round, this is a really good wall bang because A, you're killing whoever's standing here. And I kill a lot of people standing here. And then anyone coming this way is getting fucking murdered. So it is really good. I think it works vice versa. Like, if you're coming here, you can... They give you the X to line it up. And you'll hit this guy coming on the rotate. I think you have to aim a lot higher. Now that because you're on this side. If you get close to this wall, you have to come off to the point where you come off to the curve. And it seems like, just like top of that X will do it. Yep, top of that X will do it. You'll get the guy coming out of here. And if you know the timing, you can do it with an op. And get called a wall hacker. Alright, so what have we figured out? We figured out that there's a really nasty pop flash that you could throw from here. We figured out the exact lineups for the mid smoke and mid utility. So if you do need something, some assistance, you can always get good lineups if you need them. You don't, there's no need to actually know lineups for, a smoke like that. But I do think it's nice to have them. Definitely need to push up in here. Is there any late round utility that we could throw from here? I imagine not. Yeah, that bounces too many times. Can you do... You don't want the second bounce. That's the fucking issue. No. Alright, I'm not going to try to figure out that. That's a little crazy. I think the most important things, if we're going to actually like make a video, are the basic lineups that you're going to throw coming out of Z here. And then maybe the pop flash if you're playing here. That's pretty good. There doesn't really seem to be any good way to flash this upper player if you are looking for one. Iced tea, like, un-iced teaified. Looked a little gross. Anyway. Yeah, I don't think there's any... Is this still wall bangable? No. No, they removed that. And then, it seems like any of the windows with the bars are not wall bangable. Like these guys. Nothing goes through them. Yeah, nothing, you can't wallbang those. However, if it doesn't have the bars, free and clear, and then also these doors are wallbangable. Oh, another nice spam, if you're looking to just spam people for kills. If you're smoked here, you can, I think that's it. I like how they labeled them all with frickin' X's. No, that's not it. That's too, yeah, you want to shoot through this window. Still. And there's plenty of people you can kill on the rotate from there. That'll go into you know, it'll kill this guy. And now this is like a pretty common lineup that people are doing to kill this guy. So, oh, sorry, it's on this side of it. You line yourself up here and you shoot this corner and it headshots. Oh, wait, what is it? What the fuck? People have been lining themselves up here because they saw something on a video. And I think, is that it? Yeah. But you can counter this really easily. It's way easier as a CT than on a T side to do this. So, especially since you have these options. So if this guy starts spraying you, this is like really easy. It's just center of the window. And you will kill that guy. If you hear people rotating useless, again, another just wall bang that you could do. Easy, not difficult. And I would use these wall bangs. The other thing you could do is if you're, like, let's say you got a kill through this wall bang and you've been spamming it, you know, and now you're expecting someone to peek from mid. Sometimes I like to just, and then reclaim the angle. And, like, you know, you could bait someone to peek. I think a clip I just uploaded, you'll see that in the clip. But by shooting here, you make this person get greedy, and then just make sure you're not committing to it. Now, when you're actually, you know, spraying for the kill, you do want to commit pretty hard, because the damage fall off through walls in this game is pretty big. But just as far as the basics, you know, that's how you want to shoot that wall bang. Alright, I think I'm going to take this from the top now that I have a general idea of what I want to say, and the utility kit that I kind of just figured out here. Yeah. Alright. Alright, we're starting a new series. My name's Regret, and I needed some video editing experience, so we're going to do a real basic how to play every position on every map. Today we're doing mid-cache. This is going to be kind of two positions, because it's going to cover highway and sandbags, or if you want to consider it vent, I mean, you could play a mid with 3 players. This is how to play those positions. So, the first guy that's coming out here is going to be the guy that's playing Xbox. You can cross this way. You're going to want to use the person with the best spawn. If you want to make sure that your molly lands, you could just, as you're running, vaguely line this up at the beginning of the door. And that's going to line it up with this top part of the door here. And then just as you're running forward, as soon as you come out of the door, let that go. That'll stop anyone from pushing a main. And then if you need a follow-up smoke, again, you can kind of throw this loosey-goosey. But if you want to line up, I personally like throwing it like this. It lands nice and deep. And if I do decide to lurk, like let's say someone gets a kill, and it's pretty safe for me to push up, I can lurk right into here and take up this pretty strong position, which is great. The other thing you could do is if you hear people, you can molly this guy out, and then spam him in the window as he's running away. But, I mean, that's kind of very greedy, so don't. And I don't know that I want to include that in the video, but you can take up this position, which is really strong. Next, if you're playing here, the only thing you really need to know, which I'm sure you've seen on the internet 100 times, is this molly. You just come right here, aim at the corner, throw. That's going to land right up top and prevent anybody from coming up here. Right? And the reason you do... Whoa. I know clip through the bottom of the map. And the reason you do that, like I see a lot of people in lower ranks just like hucking it. They're like, it lands fine. It's up there. It's molly. Well, sometimes they could still like jump up behind this. And then the other thing is, you see the bounce. It takes so long to land. When you line it up this way, and like this is very loosey-goosey. I don't need to be, you know, perfect with this. But with my standing position, this one explodes right away. If they're going and they don't, you know, anticipate this, they're going to take a decent amount of damage. So this is just a better util. Throw it. It's fine. Now, if you're the player tucked in here, I kind of hate this position if I'm playing solo mid, which you will find to be the case in some of your pugs. Really, your only options are to throw some flashbangs off of these walls to try to get out. And you can throw them a bunch of different ways. That's the best kind of pop flash situation you could do. Actually, how did I just do that? brother.
Flashbang.
I'm frustrated.
Flashbang. Flashbang.
Oh, wait a minute. How did I throw that? Oh my god, all I want is to record a video, but I keep finding stupid stuff.
Point flashbang.
Alright, if I aim at this pipe
Point
and then
flashbang.
throw, I get a relatively decent, like, it's not great.
Flashbang.
That doesn't work at all.
Flashbang.
That works, but not in the way that I want it to.
Flashbang.
That, again, is a better arc, but not... I kind of want it to hit,
Flashbang.
so I need to be running into this corner.
Point flashbang.
Alright, we're starting to figure something out.
Flashbang. Point flashbang.
Alright, that doesn't work. What about here?
Flashbang.
How visible is that? Alright, that's serviceable as an A main flash. I don't think it's worth talking about. Uncut. Alright, so you throw the molly, yada yada, blah blah blah. If you're stuck in here, you really don't have a lot of options. You can flash yourself out. If you do bank it off this wall, try to bank it a little deeper. This way you're not blinding your highway player. If you get mollied, try to throw the smoke out a little bit. This way you have some space to get out. You don't want to find yourself in a situation where you can't take this fight, because when you try to get out this way, you expose yourself and you're jumping and you're not accurate, so you usually die. The other thing is when you're up here, it briefly exposes you to like this section of line here. These people can all shoot at you. So just keep that in mind. If you do get mollied, you know, throw the smoke out a little bit. Now you can maneuver through the smoke. You can take this fight. You can take this fight. You have a chance at being alive. Even if you get behind the smoke, you know, you could throw pop flashes through the smoke. That's going to blind them. You could peek through that. And it's in the smoke, so they're not going to see it coming or know where it's coming from, so they have to look away. That's how to play sandbags. Now, usually you're not going to hang out here. After this guy throws his smoke, you're going to want to push up and take control of vents. That's why we kept the sandbags so brief. Once you're here, if your teammate threw the deep smoke that I showed, then you can kind of hold this position for a while, see if they push. If they push, that's a free kill. Otherwise, you're going to go into vents and wait. You can get here. You can then, you know, if you still have your smoke, re-smoke this after your teammate's smoke fades, and then you can focus on fighting this angle here. And the later into the round, it's almost like later into the round, the more powerful this position becomes, because wherever they're setting up for, if it's A, they're probably going to pinch A. If it's B, they're going to want to pinch B. And you're just kind of in a position to really make that miserable for them. Especially with the support from your teammate Highway, who's going to now be floating between, at this point in the round, Highway and A. So if your A player is making call-outs saying, hey, they're coming A, your Highway player is going to want to rotate. You can throw, you know, flashes in behind your A player as long as he's on site. This one's pretty good. It doesn't really require a lineup. It's going to land, you know, it shows pretty quickly. So if, you know, if I'm in the chaos of coming out here and this comes, it's not the most immediate, like, apparent. And I don't really want to show a lineup for this, because if they're coming out A, there's a good chance that this waterfall smoke just fell, and you just want to get this flash out quickly and behind where your teammate is. If you're sitting here trying to figure out, oh, I want to aim at the top of this tree and go here, and, you know, you go slow, that's not going to be great. The other thing is, if you throw it too far back and these guys are already, like, on site, like, clearing these angles, you see how that doesn't hit me? Whereas if I give you just a nice, like, I'm mid, I give you a nice, big, wide, open flash, that's going to hit a lot of people, and it's not going to bother you. So if you're playing quad, right, this is fine. There's no issue. If I'm playing deeper quad, again, even less of an issue. If I'm playing on site and now they're pushing me, no issue. But if I'm pushing site and I have to be, like, let's say I'm looking here, that's not even going to appear on my screen. And the other thing, the reason why this matters even less is if the enemy has thrown the smoke for the waterfall smoke, so like the one that lands right here, right? They throw this smoke, they throw this, they're not going to be clearing this. They might clear fork, and even then, like, shit. Even then, they're not going to be looking for that flash. It's not going to really appear on their screen. So you don't need a lineup for that. Just make sure that it's behind your teammate and that you're not flashing your teammate. So if you're going to hug this wall and throw a flash, just make sure it's high, make sure it's out of the way, make sure it's behind your teammate. There's not a whole lot that you really need to know for there. Another good thing is if you come here, you're playing Xbox, there is a great flash that I just discovered today. You're going to want to get right in here. Aim right at the center of this light on the right side and pop flash. You can then jump up and this will pop, completely blinding anyone aim in. If you don't believe me, here, this is what it looks like. I'm clearing Xbox. Whoops, wrong keybind. I'm clearing Xbox. Bang, just fucking rails me. And it's very, very hard to spot because this is very quick. Not the perfect pop flash, doesn't go off immediately, but it's very repeatable, it's very easy. The lineup's kind of loosey-goosey, right? Like, if I'm standing here, aiming at the middle of this light, there's a little bit of leeway here. Like, it's not a ton, but, like, it's enough that you don't have to be perfect. Like, just middle of the light is good enough. And it gives you enough time to jump up. Like, if you're ready, going like this, jumping up here, is pretty easy. It's not something that requires a ton of skill, and that'll probably get you a couple kills playing Xbox. The only thing I don't like about it is if you do want to peek like the lower part of Xbox, it still works, but if you fuck up going around this box at all, it's gonna hurt you, and you will get blinded from it. Besides that, you know the molly, you know the smoke, you're good. You have mid control, awesome. You know the wall bang, and you have to get this guy here. I will go over this a little bit more. And for the tees, they're going to usually throw like something weird. Like I know people throw this smoke, and I know people like to try to smoke Xbox. So like they'll throw a smoke that lands somewhere over here. Now, I don't think this smoke is like super effective because unless they throw the one that lands on top of Xbox, you kind of have an angle here. It's a one and done angle, and if you can't go wide because this guy will see you. Actually, you know what? You can't even do this at all. I'm talking too much. The video's already over. I went over the whole thing. But, yeah. Let's try to do that in one more take. I think I went over everything. Yeah. I'm just struggling to figure out exactly what I want to say and get all these commands down. It seems like I got what I want to do. Alright. Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Regret. I'm starting a guide today of how to play up every position on every map. Today we're going to be doing mid on cash, which is actually a couple positions, and we'll just go over that real quick now. If you have the forwardmost spawn, you're probably going to want to play highway, and that's basically you're just going to come out, path over here. As you're coming out, you're going to want to throw some utility. You can choose between a molly or a smoke. If you're going to throw the molly, you want to aim kind of like above where this line in the door is to get it lined up quickly. And then as you come up, you'll see this lines up with the top section of this door here. And you could throw this just as soon as you cross this line, coming out the door. It's going to land deep enough to prevent anyone from peeking you. You can go wide. Now, you still want to be wary of this angle, because some people will try to push this molly. Some people are expecting it to be too short or too long and have a way to go through it. So just hold the angle for a second. Make sure nobody's coming here. Now, the next thing you can do after that, you can line up anywhere on this wall. It's very loosey-goosey. You don't have to be too, specific with this. And then you could just throw this nade. It's just a left-click throw, nothing fancy, and that will smoke off your A main. It also gives you kind of a nice lurk if you do want to push mid. You can get in here, which is a very nasty position later round, especially if you throw this smoke late in the round. Let's say someone got A, they decided to try to go a different direction, and now you sneak up towards B. Yeah, so those are the basic util. If you want to get a little fancy, I just discovered this flashbang, which is very nasty. It's very easy to line up. You aim, whoops, sorry, I don't want the extra lines. You aim center of the light, and you just right-click throw, or sorry, left-click throw, and that's going to pop right here. It's going to blind anyone coming out of main. It's going to blind anybody here. You see, I come up here, it lands just low enough that this isn't in the way. If you're coming out A main, that's also going to nail you. It's a very, very good flash that I just kind of discovered. Now, it's not exactly a pop flash. If I could refine it, I'd like it to pop a little bit sooner. But what it does do is it gives you enough time to get on top of the box. And you do have options. So if you want to, you can peek from here. And then it also lands far enough back that if you really want to, you could peek from here. It's a little bit harsher, like you see a little bit more of the flash when you peek from here. But you do have the option of going for both, and I like the flexibility of that. Alright, that covers Xbox. The last thing about Xbox is you are the highway player. So you do need to just be aware that if you're going to save a flash, you can throw any flash to support your A player as long as it's behind him and high. And I'll tell you the reason why it doesn't really matter what flash you throw. It's going to be because when the players are coming out onto A site, there's almost always going to be a smoke here or the waterfall smoke. So that's going to stop the enemy from looking, up here for a flashbang. They're either going to be clearing fork, in which case they're not going to see this. The smoke's going to block it if it's the waterfall smoke, or clearing sight, in which case they'll see it, but it'll be too late. It's not very visible to someone that's clearing here. So you don't need a lineup or anything fancy for that one. You could just support your A player with basic utility and have it come, back out there. As far as the other position mid, you have the sandbags player. You don't want to hang out here that much just because you can get mollied out. There's a bunch of awkward stuff that can happen. What you do need to do, and this is your responsibility, is molly jump up. And the reason you throw it like that and not loosey-goosey, like, any of the, I'm sure you've seen in your pugs, people throw those nades, is because that bounce gives them enough time, and also does not molly well enough to guarantee that this person can't be, oops. Like, here, I'll show you. Right, this comes down, and I'm still up here. So you don't want to throw, like, these weird finicky lineups. You want to throw the proper smoke, the proper molly, the proper whatever you're doing for whatever the case, because there's reasons for it. There's reasons why everyone throws this smoke, this molly, and yeah. Next, if you're playing this position later in the round, this wallbang is extremely powerful. I get at least 1 kill every time I play this map, just spamming this window. You're just lining yourself up with the wall and shooting through here. And if I come over here, you can see this is hitting anybody on the rotate, anybody coming through here. You can do the same thing from here. I prefer to do it from the bottom of the box because there's a lot of people right now. There's a lot of people doing the lineup for the top of the box. And for this one, you're just going to aim center of the window. And this is going to get anybody going into useless here. If they're trying to rotate through this direction, you'll hit them. Both of these wall bangs are really good. You just do need to be aware if you're using them that this guy might peek. And so if there's no utility here, just watch for that. Now, you can bait people into doing that. If, like, you're doing this and then refocusing on this angle and not committing your whole spray. But if you are trying to get a kill, there's big damage fall off when you're going through the wall. So you do want to commit at least a little bit of a spray to getting these kills here. And it will hit about head level where I'm spraying, which will get you a kill or two usually. I usually get people always trying to rotate through here. Smack them right in the head. Easy kill. Now, you don't want to hang out here too long. Once up here is mollied and this is smoked, or still mollied, you can start moving up this way. and you're going to gain control of vents. The reason you want vents is it's just a super powerful position. The second you get in here, you have control of B site, checkers, you have control of mid, you have control of upper, you can play this angle, these guys can't see you yet, you can isolate. There's a lot of ways to isolate these angles here, and then you can come out and support your B players if you need to. This is like probably one of the most powerful positions on this map. Oh, I'm in jail. This is one of the most powerful positions on this map, and I shouldn't no-clip while I'm in there because it causes a whole bunch of problems. But it is an important position to take early. If you do take this, you know, maybe hold your smoke because you can get mollied out. If you hear B and then maybe you didn't want to break the events yet and your mid player dies, they might chuck a molly in here. Just be aware of that. But a lot of the times you're just going to continue to hold mid and drop your smoke in front of mid to make the enemy's lives just completely miserable. I do think this map is a little bit of a sit behind a smoke simulator for the T's. So you should just take advantage of that. And if they're not pushing smokes, eventually you'll just tilt them into making mistakes by just cutting off their options. Yeah, so that's how you play mid cache. I'm usually a mid player, so this is one of the videos that I'll be the most confident about. I will get to A and B. I don't really play those positions, so I'm gonna have to educate myself. It's gonna be a fun learning experience. Also learning all the console commands, like getting the no-clip binds and the repeat things. Repeat utility has been pretty useful. So now that I know all that, I feel like I'll go into the next video at least a little bit more confident. All right, thanks for tuning in. Have a great one. All right, that's that video done. Hopefully through all that, there's something salvageable from an editing perspective. But I guess we'll see. I have to close Counter-Strike for a second because I'm going to load up FaceIt. We'll do. That was an hour and a half. I suck at this. I guess, like, we tried to learn some utility. We tried to throw some interesting things. We tried to, like, mix some stuff up. But, damn, dude, that's rough. And I didn't talk about the nade. The counter boost nade. I wanted to talk about that. I forgot. I left it out. Maybe we write scripts going forward. I think going forward, we're going to do on stream, we're going to formulate a script. So we'll go into the map. We'll do what we did at the beginning there, where we try to figure out, like, okay, does this util work? Does this flash work? How does this game work? And then from there, we can go into, all right, now I know everything I want to cover. I can write that all down. And then as I write it all down, we figure out what the actually recording the video will be. And then I'll do that off stream, and then the next day we can do the actual recording of the video. So today will be that experimental phase. I'll still see if I can use the content that I developed today, but I think having a script to break down, like, if I'm going to try to release quality content, having a script where it's like intro, position we're playing, utility, X, Y, and Z. I have to think about this going forward. But yeah, I think that's fine. I think we're good. Just gonna be a little bit. This is going to be a work in progress, but I think the segment has potential, and then there's stuff that everyone can learn from it. I need something. So like this is my, if you're on mobile right now, this is my face cam. Chat is technically right below me. Chat box is right there above like where the Ret TV. I would like to get like a GIF or something to put there. Or something like basic, like just a picture of something maybe Counter-Strike related or just something funny. This way, like, it's not just my face and nothing else. I feel like that's a little bit not great. But for right now, it is fine. FaceIt is not working at the moment. We might just do Premiere. It logged me out of FaceIt for some reason, and now FaceIt just won't load. I don't know if I should close it and try to start again. The anti-cheat is open and works. All right, let's end the task for FaceIt. And try again. I can't log in. Oh, dude, FaceIt sucks. Oh. Shit. Is there a way to fix that? Oh, no. Oh, no. I've had a critical malfunction. I misclicked. I was trying to close FaceIt. I closed the thing under it, and now I'm gray. I'm blue. If I was green, I would die. Oh, fuck. How do I fix this? So the issue is it's my chat box and my notifications, and I accidentally closed them. Is there a way for me to refresh Streamlabs so that it's no longer cooked? Oh, God. This is terrible. At least I can kind of figure out that this isn't exactly where I want this. I want it kind of like here. Cool. But now I'm anonymous. I have a gray bar over my face. I don't even know. What does this look like? Oh, it does look like that on stream. What do I do? I guess I would restart the stream. That seems like an excessive issue of... I don't see any other way to fix this besides dropping out. I might just be the end of the stream today. I started doing what I wanted to. It wasn't perfect, but I started getting it done. I don't know. I can't figure out how to fix this. All right. We're going to call it there. It wasn't like a super interesting stream today. I'm sorry. I'm experimenting with some new stuff. We'll resume normal programming tomorrow. I just don't know what. FaceIt, I'm going to... FaceIt sucks. FaceIt causes too many problems. We might not I don't know. I want to get FaceIt 10. I want to push into like higher ranks, especially in deeper, like higher FaceIt ranks. It's just like when I have issues like this, and now I'm just a gray box talking on the internet. Yeah, it makes me feel like it's not even worth it.